Who wants to walk with Elias? Welcome, Spawn and Chelsea. Great. Let's keep it going. Let's roll to 100 subs. We can do it. And today, as the football season is starting back, if many fans are excited, obviously all this stuff with COVID and it's made football a bit mad when no fans. But as football's starting back, I thought I'd make my football team if WWE existed in the Premier League. Where are they put players? What similar traits they have that would compare to a position. So for example, a no-nonsense CDM, like a Scott Brown type figure, Vinnie Jones type figure, who would be the most similar to that in WWE. So I hope you enjoy. If you want to see more crossover between football and wrestling, I'm more than happy to do it. So yeah, just let me know. Right, we're going to play a 4-3-3 formation, just keep it simple. And in net is Bobby Lashley. This is because he's very athletic, he's got good reflexes in the ring and wrestling, he can jump quite high. And goalie's massive as well, as most of these wrestlers are. So when a big cross comes in, he'll come out and take it, be that dominant goalie that every team wants in their goalkeeper. And then right back will be Jeff Hardy. We've put him there because I think he's not strong enough to be a centre-back, but he's a workhorse, Jeff Hardy. You'll know how he's a workhorse in the ring, and he's a risk taker as well. And you want your fullbacks to be taking risks and bombing up and down, and he'll have the energy to bomb up and down. And then our two centre-back pairing, we're going for the monster, Braun Strowman, simply because he's as strong as an ox, and he's massive. You could have your best target man up against him, you're not going to win a header against Strowman, and obviously his strength is second to none. So if he was a footballer, he'd be your no-nonsense centre-back. Just brute strength. Like your Van Dijk, pretty much. He'd be your Van Dijk. Because in the ring, he is really strong. And then the next centre-back, we're going to have Roman Reigns. Probably play that sweeper role in front, behind Braun Strowman. Obviously, Roman, again, massive, powerful. And Roman, he's got the speed over Strowman. That's why he'd be the sweeper centre-back. A bit like Laporte. Laporte just nicely cleans up behind everyone. That sweeper role. Yeah, so that's why Roman would be that centre-back pair. And that would be very hard to get to. The combined strength alone. And plus the speed of Reigns. And then left-back would be Almas for the Andrade Cien Almas for the same reasons as Jeff Hardy. The workhorse, the energy he's got. And Almas, he's very good technically, so you'll be safe playing out from the back if you pass it to Andrade on that left-back position. Now let's get on to the three midfielders. In CDM, in that pivot role, would be Samoa Joe, because Joe, if you look at his promo work, he's a great leader and he takes no shit from nobody. If I had to compare him to a footballer, he'd be your Scott Brown, your Vinnie Jones type figure in there. Just lead in the midfield, get stuck in, we'll try and win at all costs. Great communicator as well. He'd lead that midfield three. Yeah, he's pretty much a Vinnie Jones of wrestling, and he's strong as an ox again. He's one of them, and he's very well rounded in the ring, so he'd be good on the ball and all sorts. And then our box-to-box midfielder in this midfield trio would 100% be the Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins. If I had to compare Seth Rollins to a footballer, it'd be Leon Goretzka. Goretzka can defend, he can attack, and he'd run up and down constantly. See, Seth Rollins, he's gone wrestling over 60 minutes on Raw. He's done Ironman matches against Ziggler at Extreme Rules in 2018. He's the Ironman. He's the heartbeat of the team, running around midfield, and he's ruthless as well. He's got that mean streak in him. So he'd be tracking back. If he has to snap someone to take a yellow, he'll more than happy to do it. And our other midfielder would be the more technical and more David Silva type player. And that would be AJ Styles, like Camel, as you will. AJ Styles, obviously, he's probably the best technical wrestler in WWE. So if a footballer's the best technical player, you'd normally play in that Cam role. And he's very well-rounded as well, AJ. And also, he is a bit of a workhorse as well. He is he was the Intercontinental Champion. And that's known as the workhorse belt. So he'd have that. He could see him being a very calm passer of the ball. Could split an opening, cut teams open, like De Bruyne, that sort of type of player. So yeah, that would be the midfield three. Let me know what wrestlers, if you had to make a team full of wrestlers, what wrestlers would you put where? Or if you had to have footballers, if we flipped the question and we had footballers in the ring, what footballers do you reckon would do the best? Now, right winger and left wingers, these got to be players that are, or wrestlers that are technically good and got great feats of athleticism and speed. You need pace in your wings. And the two I've gone for the seasoned veterans, if you will, of WWE. Rey Mysterio on the left and Kofi on the right. Just because, obviously, if I'd compare them to footballers, it'd be like it'd be like Bernardo Silva, Raheem Sterling, Salah and Mane. You know, both athletic, will track back as well. And they got the experience there, as if they were like Ribery and Robin, pretty much. Ribery and Robin. You know, these two, obviously very good technical wrestlers, both in their own right, both former world champions. Both done it all over many years. Obviously, Kofi is very successful in the trio, so he'd work in the front three. Obviously, he's proven it with the New Day, he can work in trios. And Rey Mysterio, obviously, gotta have him in there, 619. And obviously, he's quick and technically good, and he'd give defenders a hard time, as he gives wrestlers a hard time with his speed and his Hurricane Ranas and doing all these high flyer moves. Now, striker would 100% be Randy Orton, because when he hits an RKO, it's out of nowhere, and you need your striker to create chances from out of nothing when your back is against the wall. And also, if he can hit him out of nowhere, he'd be quite elusive in losing his markers. And he's quite tall, Orton, he's a big lad in his own right. He'd play a bit of a target man, bit of a mix of a target man, you know, drop deep. He'd do it all. Very well rounded. And he'd be so elusive. You know, you'd never see it coming with an RKO. So he'd lose a marker easy. You could imagine it. You could imagine AJ Styles playing it out to Kofi out wide. Kofi with a cross in. The defender, oh, where's Orton gone? He's lost his man. Orton's there. Bullet header. Does his pose as a celebration. So let me know, if this was a team, how well do you think it would do in the Football League? And if you enjoy this type of video, let me know. I'll do more football and wrestling crossovers. And if you want me to make another one like this, maybe an AEW team or an NXT team, then I'm more than happy to do so. Like and subscribe. Road to 100. Let's get it.